Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Bub's World. I'm your host, Bub, and today we're going to get into some indie books. Indie. Not Indiana Jones, but independent books. So basically, that's anything other than the big two, anything other than Marvel or DC. So let's get right to it. Let's make me small and get to the haul. Yo! Just so you know, all the books purchased here were purchased through MyComicShop.com. Link is below. Check it out if you're new to MyComicShop.com. It's the worst kept secret in comics. Check them out. Click the link. Buy your first batch of books. You'll be super glad you did. The shipping is cheap and accurate and fast. And all the books that you could ever, if you're a run collector, if you're into modern books, and they have pre-orders, so you can't go wrong. And it's like 35% off on your pre-orders. Whatever. I can't say enough good things about them. Click the link below. Check out mycomicshop.com. But let's see what I got. So independent books. You guys know I'm into some of these. I get excited. The next couple of videos are going to be some independent, some Marvel, some DC. We'll break them up a little bit because I just got so many books. I get them shipped. Like I got like 45 books shipped from mycomicshop.com at one time because you can combine them all for the same shipping. So it's like, why wouldn't you? So I just pile up. I start up a big, huge box and I just get them all sent in. So that's what we got going on. And that's what we're going to keep going on. So let's check it out. First up, we have... I'm trying to finish this run of Invincible Red Sonja. There are 9 covers in the Frank Cho run of his cover run. Now, I don't know. I mean, 10. I don't know if they're going to finish all. I don't know if the series will stop with issue number 10. I don't know. But so far, we're up to issue number 7. And here's the Invincible Red Sonja. And it's so cute. It says, "Of course I'm freezing, you stupid peasant. I'm wearing a metal bikini in a snow-covered battlefield." Look at her. Shivering. Isn't that great? I like how he did the line there, cutting into the thighs. See that? Or the hips. That's really good detail. And then you've got Summer. Olaf, maybe? I don't know. I've actually never seen... I think it's from Frozen, but I've actually never seen it. But don't you think it's interesting that he was able to sneak? So this is the first time on any of these Frank Cho covers, these Invincible Red Sonja covers, that he has snuck in a character from another universe. And all the other covers, it's just Red Sonja. And if you guys are familiar with Frank Cho's Outrage series, where he sneaks in Spider-Gwen, I think it is, into a lot of the backgrounds where she shouts "Outrage." So this is the first time that I'm aware of that he's been able to sneak in a character from another universe into one of these covers. So very cool. Let's see. I'm surprised that got by Disney, to be quite honest. I'm surprised it got by them because that's clearly that character. So anyway, a little bit older stuff. We got Innovation with Forbidden Planet #1. This is it's an all painted book, so it's really cool. It's a painted cover. The interior is all painted, and it tells, if you don't know the movie Forbidden Planet, you will after reading this. So very, very cool. Totally digging this. I showed this one on Instagram a few weeks back. I'm behind on my hauls. So I showed this one on Instagram and people went nuts and everybody was asking me about it. So I better show it in a haul. This is a pretty high grade copy. I would say it's probably a 9.2. So very pleased with this. I like it. So I love that Beasts and Beauties. It's just so good. And then put the kitties to bed here. I don't know if we would cover this one or not, but Verotic Illustrated. We got a Dave Stevens. This one's for mature readers only. And there's some classic Dave Stevens. And we've lost our blue tape for this episode, folks. So please don't take too much offense. But there you go. This is a classic Dave Stevens cover. I don't know if I'll keep it in my collection. I'm totally digging this. But this one, it's not really my style. I don't do the devils and demons and whatnots. So there you go. We'll move along quickly. Here is Vampirella Unholy, a love story by Dracula #3. So look at this. Vampirella and Dracula Unholy, a love story. And Adam Hughes doing his worst here. It's cute. I probably could have done without the Dracula butt, but it's nice to get the Vampirella butt and legs and side. So that's pretty cool. I kind of liked it better before I got it, and now that I've got it, I'm like, that's just okay. But we'll see. I might go ahead and include this in the for sale pile, but for right now, it's in the collection. And then Barbed Wire. Don't ask me what number. I'll put it up here at the top here, but Barbed Wire we've got here, and this completes my set. So woo! Finished our Barbed Wire run. So this was the hardest one to get. It took me forever to get this book. It must be the most sought after, although I think it's the ugliest cover he did in the run, but it is unique. So he's got her big old floppy feet going on there. He's got a boot, some lipstick, some shells. She's sitting on the toilet cleaning a gun. Cigarette hanging out of her mouth. She just looks extra trashy in this one, so not really my favorite, but I needed it to complete the run. Isn't that funny? So now I've got the run complete and I'm done. I'm gonna sell off all the issues that I didn't like, because the interior story is terrible. So I like the cover run and Adam Hughes doing his work there, but the interior work, not for me. Oh, here's a nice little key. Witchblade #1. You know, for some people, this is a huge book. I spent a little bit of money on this book. Nice Michael Turner cover. I did not have a copy. I have a reprint that they did recently, that Image did recently, of Witchblade. So I have the reprint, and it looks really cool, and it's kind of like a metallic version of this. But man, there's nothing like having a first print original. So I'm going to open this one up because it's a pretty well-known wraparound cover. I want you guys to be able to experience that. So here's Witchblade Saga Begins, and there's that back cover, also by Turner. And of course, if you open them up together, it kind of wraps around there. You can see that the base is the same. So there you go. It's not a super high grade copy. I'd say after a press, it'll probably bump up to about a 7.5, but not bad. Not a bad copy. And a book that, you know, as a Michael Turner collector and as a fan of the character, I think it deserves to be in my collection. So there you go. Witchblade #1. There's a key for you. First ongoing series of Witchblade. More Dave Stevens. We got Jungle Comics #1. I have tried so hard to find a copy of this book that didn't have a production error. Here's another one I put on Instagram earlier, and people were all agreeing. Very hard to find this book that's not messed up. This is my third copy of this book that I've had come through my hands, and it is the least messed up. So the color phase is correct on it, looks good, and there's just a little bit of color rub right there, and that is definitely in manufacturing, because you can see there wasn't just enough red put there. So, but other than that spot, it's in pretty good shape. It needs a good press. It's got a few spine takes, but very hard to find a well-presenting copy of this book. Dave Stevens doing Jungle Comics #1. Not my wife's favorite, Dave Stevens. She thinks she looks a little skanky. And after looking at it through those eyes, I can agree with her. Doesn't take it off the list, but I can agree with her. There you go. Jungle Comics #1. Now another modern book here. We got Ian Fleming's James Bond. Himeros? I don't know. This isn't a Himeros commercial. It's just Himeros James Bond. #5. This is a Francesco Francavilla cover. And really enjoy his stuff, and great cover work on that. This is just a reader run for me. And after I'm done reading it, so far, I don't think that there's been a cover that just jumps out at me. And these usually, most of the time, the James Bond run go about 6, sometimes 7 issues. So this story should be wrapping up. So, and then after I'm done reading it, I just sell the whole lot, unless there's a key cover that I like to keep, and then I'll snag that out. Next, we got Tomb Raider #2, and this is the foil variant. I already have the regular one. Now, if you guys don't remember, I'll remind you, but I'm going for a complete run of Tomb Raider Volume 1 plus all variants. And the only thing that I'm not doing is I'm not collecting stuff where the art is the same. So in some cases, like let's say you'll have a regular cover or maybe even a foil cover. And then here it's got Tower Records. And then there might be another variant where it's got a different store stamp on it. I'm not doing that. I'm not going that crazy. If I see one and it's in a dollar bin or something, I'll probably pick it up, but I'm not actively hunting that hard. But what I am hunting for are all unique cover arts. And then when it comes to these foils, these all foil editions, yeah, I'm after those. Now, the ones that are just like foil or metallic writing in like the Tomb Raider emblem, that's not enough for me. But if you can give me all that goodness, yeah, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. That's beautiful. All right, so there you go. And last but not least, we've got actually a trade, and it's Liberty Meadows Volume 1, Eden Book 1. I think this is first print, because there's a couple more prints of these. And it says Beltsville, Eden Book 1, Liberty Meadows by Frank Cho. Look at that. And Frank Cho just does some great little line and ink work on these. And they're just a lot of fun. This is a collection of comic strips. You guys know I dig comic strip art. So a lot of fun little things to do. And it's got a couple of, one-page splashes. It's just really cool. So I kind of dig this stuff. And I have another volume of this, but I didn't have volume 1, and I wanted to start with the beginning. Now, they did do individual issues of this in comics, and they're really cool the way that they open up, but there's a lot of covers, and they didn't put that many in each issue, so the run goes long for me, personally. And the covers are cool, but really, I think there's only a few, like 5 or 6 that are must-haves. And the rest is more about just reading the story and having access to the art. So I'm going to collect them in this format where they're nice and big and more easily read as well. So that's where I'm going with this. And then I'll still pick up the few cover buys that I'm excited about. So that's it. I hope y'all appreciated that. Just a quick rundown of these books, and that was it. So this is the independent haul of all that. So let's take out the one that costs the most anyway. And we'll say, don't forget to read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. Bye-bye.